Hi, today is Monday, October 8th. My name is Susana Aguirre. Today we're going to go ahead and do the environmental influences on microbial growth. This is the salt tolerance testing, and we are going to start with exercise part 1. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start off with this salt tolerance testing part 1. And we're going to go ahead and inoculate saline broths. We're using 2 specimens, both the S. cerevisiae and we're using the S. epidermis. So we're going to go ahead and use that. We're going to start with the S. cerevisiae. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 drops of the active culture into our 1%, 7%, and our 15%. So we're going to go ahead and start. It is requesting that we sterilize the tip. This is again the active culture. I'm also going to grab one of my pipettes here. I'm going to start with the 1%. Okay. And we're going to also sterilize this tip here. This is the 1%. Okay. And so now it's asking us to, let me see if I can hold both here. So this is the active one. We're going to go ahead and remove 2 drops, it says, and we're going to insert it into this. Okay. I'm going to put it back in the alcohol. We're going to sterilize both the active and we're going to sterilize the new culture. And now we're going to go ahead and move forward and do the same steps for the 7% and the 15%. Okay, so now we have went ahead and did the steps to go ahead and put 2 drops in each of 2 drops of the pure culture into the active culture into each of these, both 1%, 7%, and 15% of both of these cultures. So what we're going to do now, it is requesting that we take a picture of it and then we'll upload it to our laboratory report assistant. After we do that, we're going to go ahead and leave them in our incubation location for the next 48 hours. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do procedure part 1 of preparing pH broths. So with this one, we have labeled each of our little test tubes here, SP5, SPPH7, SPPH9, and we also done it with the other culture as well, both pH7, 5, 7, and 9. So now that we have it labeled, it is asking that we use the HC1I, and we drop 1 drop into the pH5, and then we're going to use the sodium hydroxide, and we're going to drop 1 drop into the pH9. And it is asking that we leave the pH7 alone because the 7 has already been calculated to be that way. So the pH should be already 7. So here we go with our first SPPH5. We're going to go ahead and flame the tip. We're going to go and grab the hydrochloric acid and we're going to drop 1 drop, it's asking. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and flame this again. And now we're going to go ahead and repeat these steps for the next pH5. And then we're going to do the same with the sodium hydroxide, 1 drop in pH9 on both vials. Okay, so now we have come to, we finished using the active cultures. And we put 2 drops in each after we have already added our pH to have them reflect the 5, the 7, and the 15. I'm sorry, the 5, the 7, and the 9. So now we had added 2 of each drops in this culture. What we're going to do now is we're going to put them to incubation for the next 24 hours. So these broths are going to go ahead and stay in incubation for the next 24 hours. Which at that point we'll go ahead and check and see if there's any changes If at that time there's no change, it's showing that that's a possible negative result. So we'll see in the next 24 hours. Thank you. Okay, so after we checked the pH after 24 hours, some of them didn't seem to really show too much of a change, so we left it for an additional 24 hours. We also did our 15%, 1%, and 7% as well for 48 hours. So now that we have seen some change and cloudiness in there, we know that there's a little bit of change going on. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna snap a picture of each, and we're gonna go ahead and upload it into our laboratory report and write down our observations.